myself in thee. Let the water and the blood from thy riven side which flowed be of sin the double cure. Save from me its guilt and power. Not the labor of my hands can fulfill thy law's demands. Could my zeal no respite know? Could my tears forever flow? All could never sin erase. Thou must save and save by grace. Nothing in my hands I bring, simply to the cross I cling. Naked come to thee for dress, helpless look to thee for grace. Foul I to the fountain fly, wash me, Savior, I die. While I draw this fleeting breath, when mine eyes shall close in death, when I soar to worlds unknown, see thee on thy judgment throne. Rock of ages cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. Myself in thee, let me hide myself in thee, let me hide myself in thee, let me hide myself in thee. 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 What's up, one viewer? Drop a comment if you would like me to know who you are, because I'm always curious. But otherwise, just hang out if you like while I play some music. That's obviously a very old famous hymn, Rock of Ages. Beautiful song. I really like that one. Yeah, I just think it's a really pretty melody. And some pretty imagery. I like the fourth verse is probably my favorite. When I draw this fleeting breath, when mine eyes shall close in death, when I soar to worlds unknown, see thee on thy judgment throne. Rock of ages cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. I'm not sure what cleft for me means. I'm guessing it's like refuge for me. But I'm gonna do a quick Google search and see what that expression means. For show. Let me hide myself in thee. Let me hide myself in thee. Let me hide myself in thee. All right, might as well share my screen. Timothy James. I am Timothy James McLennan from Alberta, Canada. I found you through the Owen Benjamin and love that song you wrote, We Didn't Go to the Moon. Oh, well, thanks for joining, Timothy. Yeah, that's cool. I like that some people who found me through that are coming on here. And yeah, I love Owen Benjamin. He's inspired me to make a lot of changes in my life, and you know, it's led to very positive things, to say the least. For instance, my wife is due in a month, exactly a month from now. Our due date is May 14th. So extremely exciting. We got a baby boy on the way. We already got his name picked out, Jackson. I think we decided middle name's Thomas. Jackson Thomas Driver. So very exciting. And I actually want her to come in later and just show off how massive her belly is, because it's pretty unreal. Yes, he is a legend. He's awesome. I still need to catch up. You know, I don't know if this happened to you, but you like miss a stream or two, and then you're just always kind of a stream behind. So right now, today I was listening to the James True Skype talk discussion that they had, and man, it's so good. There's so much good stuff in there. So I think I still got like half of that to go. The one thing I miss about him being on YouTube was I like how YouTube has where you can stop the stream midstream and go back, and then also like if you stop a video and you come back to it later, you're right in that spot and you can continue from there. But you know, whatever, it's no big deal. It's DLive is awesome. I mean, it's way better than nothing for sure, and props to them for keeping them on there. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, you could probably guess, but I mean, it was Owen and his, you know, be fruitful, multiply, don't be fruity and blow a guy. I mean, he really was what inspired me to do that, because I was just kind of always, I always wanted kids, but I just felt like I wasn't ready. But, you know, he gave me that push, and I'm so happy. It's just really changed my perspective on everything. And he isn't even out yet. You got anything you want to hear? I was just gonna kind of, I don't know, just play some requests and maybe talk about 432 a little bit. I mean, you're probably familiar with it to some extent since you watch Owen Benjamin. That's what I got my piano tuned to. But I was gonna maybe look up some cymatics test or some. Are you a musician or what do you do, Timothy? And what time is it for you in Alberta? Nice. Okay, guitar is sweet. Yeah, I tuned my guitar to 432 as well. And I actually got to play before all the, you know, 9:14. Sweet. It is 11. So yeah, a couple hours ahead of you. Um, yeah, before all the, the hysteria went down or whatever. My band got to play a show, and I insisted that we tuned everything to 432, and it was really neat. I like it in that situation a lot. Where when you go out to a club and it's just like the music's always so loud, but I like the thought of with it being that loud, it's like resonating your body that much more intensely. So I was like, I really wanted to be 432, and they were kind of annoyed that I kept insisting, but I don't know. It was pretty neat. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, one of my bandmates, I was like, oh man, I don't know about you, but I felt like that was pretty neat turning there, and I could notice a difference. He's like, I did notice a difference. I could just tell he's like wanted me to never do it again, but or I don't know. You got kids, Timothy? How old are you? If you don't mind me asking. You're my one viewer, so just kind of we can have a one-on-one discussion. Let me hide. Yeah, it's I did a stream a couple nights ago on YouTube, and it's kind of nice because there's not really like anyone I know who's gonna watch these streams. I do it on Facebook too, but it's just a totally different vibe. You thought I was 32, no children? That's all right though. You're 30. You're a guy, so you got time. If you're a woman, that would be starting to sweat a little bit. But no, I'm 27. Although I keep. I mean, I never was great at keeping track of my age. I know that sounds stupid, but now especially more difficult since I've been counting back to when I was like conceived. So now I keep thinking, I keep going back and forth in between 28 and 27. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty neat. I think that's pretty neat counting back from conception. That's such a brilliant thing that I just never thought of until recently. I love the stuff that people talk about in the truth community. It's just so fascinating, and it's just, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. It just, I mean, obviously you've got the despair people, but the people I watch, like Owen Benjamin and if you're into mud flood stuff, you should check out John Levy. His stuff is really neat. Dude ladles some dude ladles some serious gravy. Have you obviously you probably saw that stream that Owen Benjamin did about the this is called Big Bear. You saw the Big Bear stream where he went into mud flood a little bit and talked about the Palace of Versailles and stuff. Yes, sweet man. So you have watched his stuff? Yeah, man. He's an odd duck for sure. He's just like the way he presents, but man, he's he's really good at making videos that are just make you think about really fascinating stuff. For instance, one thing that's been like really, it was just a kind of a mind blowing thing that he talked about in one of his videos was one of his recent ones was how we consider the end times to be in the future, right? But something that's been floating around the mud flood community or whatever is that what if the 1,000-year reign of Jesus is in the past and we're now after that, and that would explain like these like cities that we can't even really imagine how they were created, all these buildings, and that would explain maybe how the cities like London and again the Palace of Versailles, how sanitation wasn't taken in consideration, although they still had like these sophisticated drainage systems. They didn't have any consideration of sanitation. So it's like, well, were all these people just not shitting and peeing? So it's kind of interesting. Maybe this 1,000-year reign had already happened and people didn't shit and piss back then. Yeah, you should check out his stuff. Might drop a link or something. Conspiracy R Us is really good too, but he doesn't upload nearly as often. The one that one of the John Levy videos that I found really fascinating was he talked about North Korea, and there's this building I remember seeing. You probably have seen too, that weird like triangle one that's now apparently a hotel. Well, there's you can find old pictures of it where it's mud flooded. It's just like this abandoned thing, and it's surrounded by like mud. It's fascinating. So like that's not exactly the kind of building we imagine being an old building because it looks sort of futuristic and modern. But that one's pretty interesting. You can find that just by going to his videos, and it's in the thumbnail, the picture of that building mud flooded. It's really interesting. Oh yeah. Well, let me know if you want to hear anything. I could play some of the Big Bear classics. Oh, we didn't go to the moon? Oh, man, to be honest, like, I don't even know if I remember how that goes now. I know it's weird because it's the song I wrote. I might be able to do a little version of it. I think I put the words up on my site. Let's see. John Driver, Bandcamp. We didn't go to the moon. Man, I didn't record that in 432. That was before I got on the 432 train. I got the lyrics here. They're small, though. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll know in your heart. And one by one, and one by one, the lies you've been deceived with slowly break apart. very soon. Ah, shoot. Why would they lie? You might be one. That's not right. Hold on, I'll get it. Why would they lie? You might be wondering that. Lots of reasons, but one that's easy to grasp. That's it. I'm relearning it slowly. Here we go. Is all the cash we put towards the Apollo program 25 before billion by 75. It's over $120 billion in 2019 money. Although it doesn't really matter because they now we know that at that level it doesn't really matter. They can just print money out of thin air. We never went to the moon. Now I'll share some of the proof. It's been 50 years, no other country hasn't been to the moon. That's odd, isn't it? And according to NASA's Don Pettit, we can't go back because we destroyed the tech. And NASA states before we put men on Mars, the Van Allen belt problem must be solved. The radiation's too deadly to pass through, but not for the Apollo crews. We never went to the moon. Dum, dum. I did study music in college. I went for jazz saxophone, but I've always been a multi-instrumentalist. I just love playing whatever I can. I didn't really get into piano until college when I started as a dueling piano player. I don't know if you've ever been to a dueling piano bar, but that's what I've worked at. I've had as a job for the last 6 years is dueling pianos. So I kind of had to learn on the job, basically, or because I could play everything else pretty well to their standards. They like to have multi-instrumentalists who can play drums and bass and guitar too, but piano was kind of my weak spot, so I kind of got my stuff together. It came pretty easily to me though, because I always kind of tinkered around on it. See these quotes. I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence. And as I said, even if we had it, we didn't have the machines to play it back. Dude, what a joke. I go to the moon. I can't do a Don Pettit. I go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. Man, I need to work on my retarded person impression. I don't really have a good retarded person impression. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. Oh, you getting out of here? Well, hey, man, thanks for hanging out with me. This is fun. Gosh, I haven't even tried to play that song, and man, I think I released that song like a year ago or maybe close to it. Anyways, it's been fun hanging out with you, man. I'm gonna keep playing here, just just playing around. I love to play music, obviously, so I might try and finish this song. I'm almost there. Got to do this end. once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll know in your heart. And one by one, the lies you've been deceived with slowly break apart. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, stay as long as you want. I thought you're getting out of here. And Nash's lies have not aged so well, but they'll keep on doubling down. Because they know you'll start to question everything once you figure it out. Yeah, they'll call you names and they will try to shame you. That won't work on me. To live an honest life and not just claim to is worth all the trouble it brings. Yeah. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll know in your heart. And one by one, the lies you've been deceived with slowly break apart. Yeah. Oh, we got another person here. What's up? Comment if you'd like to make yourself known. So far, it's just been me and Timothy hanging out. Oh, well, you've been here for a bit. What up? Sweet, man. We got Canada, Australia, and the United States. You know, I was once all the bullshit went down, the quarantine shit, and like I saw all my friends doing live stuff. I was kind of resistant just because it's like, I don't know. At that point, it was just kind of gay to me, just that everyone was doing it, and that's like what the kind of the direction they want us to go is doing this social distance and just being in front of a camera and stuff. But to be honest, I really like this kind of stuff. I love setting up a live stream and mixing the sound and using this camera that I bought and yeah, I've been just kind of having a ball messing around with the software. Yeah, exactly. The trifecta. The first song I impressed my wife with, I wrote her a song and she liked it, but I have not been able to find. I never recorded it, and I can't find the words. It wasn't. It was called Sleepover. It was before we were married, so it wasn't exactly Logosy, but. It was a pretty catchy song, though. I will admit that, or I will toot my horn a little bit. I think it was in E flat. It was like, was like, she told me for a long time that was like the song that she loved, and I've written her like more songs than that, but I just remembered she really liked that one. It's like, oh, how you move, ding dong, day dong dong. It's like, yeah, yeah. It's funny because my wife and I have like really, really different musical taste. Um, she's like, her favorite bands are Rascal Flatts and the Backstreet Boys, and it's like it's for I don't know, you get it. It's although Rascal Flatts has kind of grown on me, to be honest. I mean, it's still just like shit, but you know, they're good musicians, and yeah, some of their songs are pretty well written, even if the lyrics are just, you know, whatever. Man, it feels so good to just talk to someone who like knows where I'm coming from, like just speak openly. Like the dudes I hang out with, man, I like them, but it's just kind of a pain talking to them sometimes. I'm sure you've heard of the game Super Smash Brothers. Um, well, we were playing this, or it was when it first came out, and I was telling them about the characters I like, and these are the dudes in my band, and I said. I said, yeah, I like this character, but yeah, Pac-Man, he's kind of gay, and they were just like, gay, and it just like they got like just annoyed with me because I called Pac-Man gay, and of course I doubled down. I didn't apologize. I was like, yeah, you know, he's kind of gay, and one of my friends, it really rubbed him the wrong way, but it's like that's kind of what I deal with. So just to be able to, I don't know, you get it. I don't need to elaborate anymore, but I think that just kind of sums it up pretty well. Them socially shaming me for saying Pac-Man's kind of gay. They are. I mean, that was a very Sado-y thing they did, but no, I mean, I like him. I mean, I'm not gonna shit on my friends like anymore than I already have, but that was it's just nice to, you get it, talk openly and not have to worry about that happening. And my friend, one of them was just like, it just cracked me up. I was like, gay? Like he didn't even know the meaning of the word, like the context for it all. I was just like, anyways, I don't need to talk about that anymore. Let's do another request, if you guys got it. I feel you, brother. Sweet. I know you do. I know you do. If you're a Big Bear fan, you get it. Rock of Ages clapped for me. Let me hide. Have you guys seen the cymatics tests for 432? Oh, if you haven't watched John Levy yet, then you might be interested in some of their theories, because it's pretty gravy intense. Like one is the function, the actual original purpose of cathedrals and stuff, because it doesn't really make sense that these people who first settled had the resources and even the desire to make these majestic cathedrals, and then they all have these massive organs in them, and what could have those been used for? Pac-Man. That's true, man. I should. I wish I had that quip. Wish I could. I mean, there's actually a very good argument that Pac-Man is in fact a faggot. Fag, pack fag. I don't know. Ave Maria? No, I don't. Man, I should learn that. I might be able to fake through it, but it would be shitty. Ave Maria. No, I don't really know it. I should learn that. I should learn more classical. Oh, dude, you should listen to. Have you listened to Beethoven's Ninth Symphony? I know you know about it. It's the. Ode to Joy, all that stuff. But recently, I've been taking recordings, like those classical recordings. By the way, if you need some music, if you want to lower it down to 432, I know how to do that in my software. So if you like gave me a track or something specific, if you like sent me like a YouTube link, I could take that track and lower it to 432, and Google Drive you the file, and you can have it. Because I've been doing that with a lot of tracks, and that was one of them, Beethoven's Ninth Symphony Final Movement. And I got curious what the words were, and there's some gravy in there. I actually emailed Big Bear about it. I know he gets a million emails, but I might write him a letter too, just because it was pretty neat what I found with those lyrics. It talks about, it's just great. Whoa, that's awesome. Yes. Yeah. It's I figured out the exact ratio on how to lower the pitch to make them 432. So I've been doing that with a lot of stuff. But anyways, this Beethoven's Final Movement, you should look up the English translation. It talks about the firmament and God being above the firmament, and I don't know, it's just really neat, especially if you before Flat Earth stuff, I wouldn't really thought much about it probably, but now it's like, whoa, that's really neat. Talking about, they're describing all the stuff that I now literally believe, so it's pretty cool. And the music obviously is amazing. You know that part obviously. Da da da, da da. I need to learn that on piano. But yeah, the cymatics with the are really interesting. If you haven't looked up, I'm sure you've seen probably at some point you tune your guitar to 432, so you've probably seen this stuff too. But how they play a frequency through sand, and it forms these complicated shapes. Man, I love seeing that stuff now that I've always believed in God creating the universe and everything, but now it's just thinking that we're in this enclosed system. It's now when I see something like that, it's oh my gosh, it's the fingerprints everywhere. It's incredible. The Vedas talk about creating shapes through the mantra. I should know what the Vedas are. I don't know what that is. Dude, and chills. Speaking of chills, yeah, the that was really fascinating. When Big Bear, I just love these like little gravy drops. But when he's talking about like when you get those hairs when they stand up, that's electricity, and it's I'm starting to see a lot of synchronicities too, because like I think that the the day before I heard that I was getting that feeling and just like reflecting on it, and then he like said that and I was like, whoa, that's it's really fascinating. Oh, you know what? I could play. Uh, Here's another interesting thing. I mentioned this when I streamed a couple days ago, but when you Amazing Grace, this was in a conspiracy RS video. He was talking about how when people, or I forget what the exact experiment was. It was really interesting, but like Amazing Grace was played, and then I guess the frequencies were hit like against a glass of water or something, and then they froze the glass of water, and there would be different shapes depending on the song. In Amazing Grace, you would have like this beautiful like crystal structure, and then they played. They did a lot of different things like death metal through it, and it was kind of this amorphous shape when they froze it. But I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, Amazing Grace. I love the words. It's not my favorite like melody. It's still a good melody, but I like Rock of Ages more melody wise. But man, the words are just incredible. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Hey, have you tried that bear finder thing where you can like see bears close by in your area? I was wanting to get like a get together with people in my area. I live in close to Louisville, Kentucky, basically right across the river. Um, Yeah, yeah, great. Yeah, I'm glad you did that. Yeah, it is beautiful, and it's like it's actually even kind of funny too. I don't know if it was intentional, but that whole part about like all the lonely people like sadly creep away from the circle. I just thought that's really funny for some reason. It's like, nah, we're just gonna like Big Bear would say, we're just gonna crush over here while this and the lonely dude just like, ugh, and he just like creeps away. But yeah, I love that. I think it's just, I love songs that, I think I've, again, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think I've always been kind of naturally like a pretty grateful person. So reading the words to a song like that, I just love it. And it's funny because I was just thinking about it now that the Big Bear has mentioned the 10 friends within 10 miles rule. Oh, see, I haven't even heard that. I'm a little bit behind. Yeah, but that's a good rule to have. Yeah, I know. I saw like one that's like, there's one that's really close to me. There's a couple actually that are like, who have put their names in that system and are pretty close by. Sorry if I'm jumping around topics too, by the way. I guess I think I'm getting your comments like a little bit later. Um, but Yeah, I definitely want to try and get together. But they didn't post their social media. I might just try and see if I can find them on D Live or something and message them there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would just, gosh, man, I miss having like, or really, I've always kind of been a little bit of a loner in a lot of ways. I've always had just a few friends, close friends, anyways. But man, when you have like when your eyes are kind of open to how the world really is, it's like you just want to talk about it and have an outlet for it, and not just. I mean, I'm not saying anything revolutionary here, but man, having people like close friends who get it and like could be physically, we could physically hang out together, that'd be amazing. But how have you been enjoying your the quarantine or whatever? I hate even calling it a quarantine. Um, how have you been in like? Because quarantine like implies that there's an actual thing to be quarantined from. Um, but I've actually Felicia and I we've been enjoying it. We've been getting things done around the house. I got a couple of food grade barrels, and we started a compost in one of them, and we've built like finally built like a shelf for growing seedlings with the grow lights and stuff. So yeah, I haven't really felt cooped up at all, to be honest. I mean, I'm always like I said, I'm kind of like a loner a lot of time. Um, so it's been great for. I mean, it's same with Felicia. She's not like a social butterfly either. Back to me. I had an experience though. What was the experience? But the fool on the hill. Eyes hurting down. While you tell me about this experience, or you elaborate on that more, I'm gonna try this screen sharing thing. Oh, dude, I want to show you something before I get out of here. Um, this song that's been kind of rocking my world recently. Let me hide myself, cleft for me. That's a Bible verse. Cleft for me. Let me hide myself in Let the world. All right, it says I got 2 viewers. Feel free to drop a comment if you feel like it, or you can just hang out, just kind of chilling tonight. I don't want. No, this isn't what I wanted. Let me hide myself in thee. Whatever. Actually, I'm just going to show you this video. Um, this song I played, I remember playing, like, so I told you I've been taking tracks and lower them to 432. And I've been trying to look for more classical stuff, less subversive stuff. um, and I remembered playing this song. I was in like an honor band, like a Indiana State honor band thing in high school, and we played this song called "Salvation Is Created," and I just gave you chills, man. It's such a beautiful song, and it's actually based on this choral song with actual words. Because when I played it, it was like a wind ensemble arrangement. And it's it's just a super simple song, but it's just like the counterpoint and everything in it is it's just beautiful. And then the recording I'm going to show you here in a second is they're doing it in this cathedral in St. Louis. I mean, if you just saw a picture of the cathedral, you'd be like, oh, that could be anywhere in the world. But just a beautiful cathedral. And, hearing it reverberate through there. I could talk about it, but it makes more sense to just show you. Listening to Lower Your Eyelids to Die with the Sun. And then I felt all the anxiety of the world was flowing through me. And then just called out to Jesus and felt grateful to be alive, and I swear all the anxiety turned to ecstasy. Wow, that's awesome, man. I don't know the song you're talking about. Lower your eyelids to die with the sun. To borrow a Big Bear expression, that sounds intense. But yeah, I mean, that's awesome that you just called out to Jesus. And gosh, that kind of reminds me of like how they tell you to, when you get nerves and you're performing, they tell you to use those nerves. By the band M83. It's like you can use those nerves to make you better. And I don't know, it's like God took your anxiety and like flipped it into ecstasy. I don't know. I don't know if that's a parallel or not, but M83. I might check that out, but I don't know if you would recommend it after that experience. Anyways, let's get our logos on right here. I want you to hear this track. It's freaking amazing. It's called Salvation Is Created, and there's English versions of it, but I'm going to show you the Russian version that I pulled off the internet, off of YouTube, and then I lowered to 432. So I don't know if you got good speakers, but it'd be great if you do for this. All right, Timothy, what'd you think? Yeah, seriously. That's what I was just talking about. Could I drop a link? Definitely. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. And the words, computer illiterate, no problem, Joe. I am able to lower 432 stuff. So I don't know if you can, I've never gotten a direct message on YouTube, but if you figure out a way to do that, I think my email's on my YouTube. So you could just send me an email with like something you want lowered, and I could send you a link back. But yeah, I've been dropping that. I'll give you a link to that, Timothy. But the link to the YouTube video is in 440. So I actually took that off and lowered it to 432. I mean, it's still beautiful either way, but 432 is pretty awesome to have. But yeah, let me find that link real quick. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I could just I could email it to you. Just get. Oh, can I copy this? I'll just write it down real quick. Joe, are you a follower of Big Bear? The Big Bear? Grizzle Dancer? I want the 432. All right, sweet. I can make that happen. I wonder if I don't think I can send a video, but I could send you a Google Drive thing. Let me just. Oh shoot, I had it up. Hold on. Sweet. Nice. This channel's kind of just turning into a bear hangout. I like it. Where do you hail from, Grizzle Dancer? I like to imagine that's your real last name too, because that'd be pretty epic. All right. Yeah, I'll send that out to you, Timothy. I just wrote down your address, so I will have it. I just sent it to my wife. She's gonna be like, "What? What's this?" I was actually gonna call her in here, and Felicia, if you're watching this right now, you should come in here, and then after she comes in and shows off her amazing belly, her amazing pregnant belly, then I'll call it. Oh, you are watching? Hi. All right, I got a couple bears on the stream. I wanted to show off your belly. All right, guys. I don't know if this is weird or not, but I'm very proud of how huge her belly is.
Should it look there?
Yeah, see if you can get a nice profile of it.
How many weeks now? 35?
35. We got, yeah, really close. Yeah, I just sent you, these are two bears have been hanging out with me. Timothy and Joe.
Cool.
Grizzle Dancer. But yeah, I'm about to get off here. I just wanted to get her in here before we let out. But thanks for hanging out with me for a bit.
I'm going to jump in the shower.
Okay, cool. Love you. Thanks a lot, Timothy. Appreciate that a lot, man. And yeah, I'm probably going to be doing this like every night. I don't know. It's just really good to have an outlet to just talk. I know. I mean, it's not exactly, in person, obviously not as good as that would be, but it's not bad. It was my pleasure. Oh yeah, mine too, man. This is fun, and we can geek out more about conspiracy stuff in 432, much more. But yeah, definitely check out John Levy, man. And actually, let me type the way it's spelled. It might actually be John Levi, but for some reason it just makes more sense to me that it's Levy. Anyways. All right, guys. Thanks. Oh, and Joe, yeah, drop me your. Just email me if you want me to send you that file as well. And yeah, I'll just send you a link you can download it from. But yeah, all right, guys, have a great night, and let's maybe I'll see you again on the stream sometime. All right, later. Video call on Facebook? Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah, it's weird it being like it's not a one-way conversation, but it's definitely odd, like, talking to text. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's still pretty fun. I'm just kind of getting used to it. Oh, yeah, we could jam. And I don't know how that would work with the whole delay situation, but I don't know. Maybe there's a way to get around that. Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, I might be doing this nightly, probably around the same time. So, anyways, have a great night, guys. I'll see you later. No delay on the video call, you say? That is interesting. Huh. All right, later.